Okay, question 1. X over 2 plus 3 is equal to 7. So we have another two-step equation. Okay, so a nice column of equal signs. This looks a bit tricky here, but let's get rid of this plus 3. We can do that by subtracting 3. But when we subtract 3, that will disappear, so we will be left with x over 2, which is great. We've subtracted 3 from here, so we must do it from here. 7 minus 3 is 4. Nice column of equal signs. Now, we don't want x divided by 2, we want x. So we need to multiply both sides by 2, because when we multiply this side by 2, let me just do this for the first one. This is saying 2 times a number divided by 2. So we're going to be left with that number, which is x. So we multiply the other side by 2, 4 times 2, which equals 8. And another way of looking at it is this is saying what number divided by 2 is equal to 4. So the answer is 8. Let's just check our answer in the original equation. 8 over 2 plus 3. Well, 8 over 2 is 4 plus 3. Does that equal 7? Yes, it does. Okay, question number 2. Very similar. Might seem a little bit more challenging just because of this negative sign here. But we're solving this equation. X over 5 minus 2 is equal to 4. Column of equal signs. This looks tricky, but let's get rid of this. Negative 2, how can we remove the negative 2 from the left hand side of the equation? Well, let's add 2. And when we add 2, we're left with x over 5, and 4 plus 2 is 6. Now, as we did in that last question, let's multiply through by 5. That leaves you with x. 6 times 5 is 30. Let's check our answer. 30 over 5 minus 2. 30 divided by 5 is 6. 6 minus 2 does in fact equal 4. Question number 3. Y over 3 plus 4 is equal to negative 2. Okay, so in this equation we've introduced a negative on this side. Okay, we want to find what y is, and basically this is in our way and this is in our way. So we're going to remove this hindrance to start off with by subtracting 4 from both sides. Y over 3. Now, we've got to be very careful here. You might want to check this with a calculator, but negative 2 take away 4 is negative 6. Now we don't want y over 3, we want y, so we're going to multiply both sides by 3, and negative 6 times 3 is negative 18. Imagine that you owe £6, the negative represents owing somebody that amount of money, then negative 6, that debt of £6 times 3 would give you a debt of negative 18. Okay, this let's just check this out. So we think the answer is negative 18. Negative 18 over 3 plus 4. Now negative 18 over 3 is negative 6 plus 4. Imagine being 6 meters underwater and you rise 4 meters towards the top, then you will still be 2 meters underwater, which is what the original equation said. Question number 4. Y over 6 minus 2 is equal to negative 8. Okay, let's add positive 2 to both sides. Negative 8 add 2 gives us negative 6. Let's multiply throughout by 6, which gives us y. Negative 6 times 6 is negative 36. Okay, let's check that out. Negative 36 over 6 minus 2. Negative 36 divided by 6 is negative 6 minus 2. Again, imagine being 6 meters underwater and you go 2 meters further down, then you would be 8 meters underwater, the negative representing under the water. Question number 5. Okay, hopefully you can see that each equation introduces something new, but hopefully you can also see that we're basically following the same steps throughout. So this looks a little bit tricky here because we've got 2x plus 2x over 3. I think we should remove this 4. Positive 4. How can we remove it? Let's subtract 4 from both sides. 6 minus 4 is 2. Nice column of equal signs. Now, we're trying to find x, and what this basically says, it depends how you want to look at it. That can either be 2/3 of x, or it can be 2x divided by 3. I'm going to take it as 2x divided by 3. I really don't want it to be divided by 3, so I'm going to multiply by 3 throughout. Let me just show that step here. Of course, if we do it to one side, we must do it to the other side. Now, what do we get? We're multiplying this number by 3 and then dividing by 3. They essentially cancel each other out. That process of multiplying by 3 and then dividing by 3 cancels itself out. So we're left with 2x, which equals 6. We don't want 2x, we want x. 2 times what equals 6? X must equal 3. Okay, that's an x there. Let's just check that out then. 2 times 3 over 3 plus 4. Okay, we could think of this as 2 times 3 is 6 divided by 3, which is 2, or we could just say that cancels like that. 2 plus 4, does that equal 6? Yes, it does. Question number 6. 3y over 4 minus 7 is equal to 2. Looks very tricky. It's got this fraction here. We've got a negative minus 7 there. Okay, what can we do? Well, first of all, a nice column of equal signs we're going to have. I think we should add 7 to both sides first. When we add 7 to this side, negative 7 adds 7 is 0. So we'll come up with that. Add 7 to this side. As we did before, let's remove this difficulty here. This divided by 4. So that's multiplying throughout by 4. So you're left with 3y. And 9 times 4 is 36. And we don't want 3y, we just want 1y, so we could divide by 3, or we can think of it as 3 times what equals 36, y must equal 12. Definitely need to check this with the original equation. I think y equals 12, so let's just check that out. 3 times 12 over 4 minus 7. Now, does that equal 2? Let's just have a look. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 minus 7 does in fact equal 2, which is what the original equation said. Question number 7. 2y over 5 plus 4 is equal to 1. Okay, as I'm going through these questions, if at some point you don't quite understand, you should pause the video and see if you can figure it out. Or, for example, you might want to have a go at this question by yourself before I do it. That'd be quite a really good way of doing it, actually. Okay, so let's say you have paused the video and you've now come back to it. This is what I would do. Positive 4 here. Let's subtract 4 from both sides. Now, one takeaway 4. Be very careful here is negative 3. If you're at home learning how to do this, please feel free to use a calculator. 1 minus 4 is negative 3. Okay, we don't want 2y over 5, we're just trying to get y, but this divided by 5 really gets in the way. So I think we should multiply throughout by 5. Again, just check, make sure that's correct. Negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. Oh, this is quite tricky. Divide by 2, and we get an answer of negative 15 over 2. Now, that's okay. Don't worry about that. We could leave that answer like that. Or we could leave it that as negative 7 1/2. Okay, now that definitely needs to be checked out. We need to make sure that there hasn't been a silly mistake made. Okay, so the question says 2 times negative 7 and 1/2 over 5 plus 4. Now what does that equal? 2 7.5 is 15, but it's negative, so it's negative 15. Negative 15 over 5 is negative 3. Negative 3 plus 4 is equal to 1, which is what the original equation said it should be. Question number 8. 5y over 4 minus 3 is equal to 7. Okay, so you might want to have a go at this yourself. So maybe stop the video and see if you can do this question by yourself. Okay, welcome back. I suggest that we add 3 to both sides. And 7 add 3 is 10. A nice column of equal signs. Let's multiply by 4 on both sides. And let's divide by 5. So y is equal to 8. Let's just check that out. 5 times 8 over 4 minus 3. Okay, 8 divided by 4 is 2, so that's 10. 10 minus 3, does that equal 7? Yes, it does. Question number 9. Oh, this is slightly different, this one. Okay, so now it links into what we're doing here, because 0.4, that can be written as a fraction. You know, that's 4/10 or 2/5, so we can do it that way. Just so that we're comfortable in seeing something like this, I'm going to keep it as it is though. The same process though. We're trying to find what x is, and basically this positive 5 is in the way, and then this 0.4 is in the way. So how could we get rid of that positive 5? Let's subtract 5. And what are we left with? We're left with 0.4x on this side, and then 9 taken away 5 is 4. Now we want to find what x is, and this says 0.4 times x. So therefore we would divide by 0.4 on both sides. That would leave us with x. So 4 divided by 0.4. Now what that is saying is how many times does 0.4 go into 4? Okay, I like to think of it like this. How many times does 4 go into 4? It goes in 1 time. So how many times would 0.4 go into 4? It would go in 10 times. So the answer is x is equal to 10. Let's check that out. 0.4 times 10 plus 5. 4/10 of 10 is 4. 4 plus 5 equals 9. Okay, the final question of this section. Okay, why don't we add 6 to both sides? And that gives us 10. As we did in the last question, let's just divide by 0.2. So we get y 10 divided by 0.2. Okay, let me remind you, so 10 divided by 2 is 5. So 10 divided by 0.2, you know, if you can see that 0.2 is much smaller than 2, so it's got to go into 10 that many more times. That is that's 1/10 of 2, so the answer is going to be 10 times more than 5, which is 50. We need to check our answer. 0.2 times 50 minus 6. 0.2 is 10 minus 6, and that equals 4.